Mary had a little lamb.
From the classiest radio station on the air, this is...
Welcome to the Black Rabbit's Curse, where every shadow hides a sinister verse. Hear the airs thick with dread and tales of terror twist in your head into the dark unknown, where fear takes root and chills the bone. Beware, dear traveler, for once you're here, the curse may linger year after year. The Red Deck, the Black Rabbit's Curse original, a supernatural horror story inspired by the 2026 cruise Hantavirus. The cruise ship Eidolon Majesty was supposed to be luxury. 7 days, private balconies, ocean sunsets, unlimited drinks, no signal, no stress. That's what Marcus believed when he boarded in Miami. By the third night, people stopped leaving their cabins and began with coughing. Not normal coughing, wet, deep, like water trapped inside lungs. The first passenger collapsed near the casino, a woman in a white dress. She dropped her wine glass and began gasping for air while blood leaked slowly from her nose. Security rushed in, music stopped, then the announcement came. Attention guests, due to minor medical situation, Deck 9 is temporarily restricted. Minor. That red sped throughout the ship faster than illness. But Marcus noticed something strange. The crew looked terrified. Not concerned, not stressed. Terrified. And every crew member wore red gloves. Even the bartenders. Even housekeeping. Especially housekeeping. That night, Marcus stepped onto his balcony and noticed something impossible. The ocean was completely still. No waves, no movement. Like the ship wasn't sailing anymore, like it was floating on black glass. Then he heard it, scratching inside the walls. Tiny claws, hundreds of them. At 2:13 a.m., someone began screaming down the hallway. Not in pain, screaming the same sentence over and over. They came from below! They came from below! They came from below! Then silence. Sudden, violent silence. Marcus opened his cabin door. The hallway lights flickered, and at the far end of the corridor stood a soaking wet little boy, barefoot, pale, still. His eyes looked completely black. The boy slowly pointed downward towards the lower decks, then whispered, "They opened the wrong room," and vanished when the lights blinked. The next morning, Deck 9 no longer existed. Not officially. The elevator skipped it. Maps removed it. Crew members denied it. But Marcus knew he seen it. Because at midnight, his room key changed. The digital screen on his card flashed one message: authorized for Red Deck access. Against his better judgment, he went. The elevator descended lower than it should have. Below the engine rooms, below storage, below anything listed on the ship's schematics. Then the doors opened. The smell hit him first. Rot, salt water, decay, and something metallic. Blood. The hallway beyond looked old, ancient, like it belonged to another ship entirely. Rust crawled across the walls. The carpets were soaked, and every cabin door was marked with the strange symbols scratched into the paint. Marcus heard coughing nearby, weak, dying. He followed the sound to cabin R13. Inside were dozens of people, passengers, crew, some alive, some definitely not. All quarantined together. One woman grabbed Marcus' wrist with terrifying strength. Her skin was ice cold, veins black beneath her flesh. She whispered, "It's not the virus." Marcus tried pulling away, but she tightened her grip harder and harder, then leaned close enough for him to smell blood in her breath. The virus only opens the lungs so they can breathe through us. The lights exploded. Darkness swallowed the cabin, and in the darkness, Marcus heard wet breathing all around him. Not human breathing, deeper, ancient, like something learning to use lungs for the first time. The emergency lights came on. Everyone in the room was staring at him now, smiling, wide, too wide. Marcus ran, the hallway behind him filled with coughing laughter. He reached the stairwell and slammed the door shut, but something hit the other side instantaneously. Bang, bang, bang. Like dozens of bodies throwing themselves against it. He kept descending. Further below the ship, the air became colder. Wet footprints covered the stairs. Tiny footprints, like children. Then he found old records room. Inside were newspaper clippings sealed behind glass. Old articles, old ships, old disappearances. One headline read, 1934, crew found dead at sea, lungs filled with water, despite no drowning. Another, 1987, quarantine passengers reported whispers from below. Marcus' flashlight shook as he uncovered the final file. Date 2026. This ship, this voyage. And underneath the report was one handwritten sentence. Do not let them reach shore. Then the ship groaned, not mechanically, not metal. It sounded alive. The walls pulsed, breathing. Marcus heard scratching again. Closer now, inside the ceiling. Something crawled above him, fast. Then came the whispering. Hundreds of voices together, wet voices, drowned voices.
Open your mouth.
Marcus looked up slowly and saw fingers pushing downward through the soft ceiling panels. Human fingers. Too many fingers. Moving like worms beneath skin. Then one hand burst through, followed by another and another, pulling themselves downward towards inside the ship itself. Their mouths open unnaturally wide, and black vapor poured from their lungs. The captain finally spoke publicly at dawn. His voice trembled over the intercom. This is no longer a quarantine situation. Do not go near the water. Too late. Passengers were already gathering at the railings, watching something move beneath the surface. Shapes, hundreds of them, swimming beside the ship, too fast to be human. Marcus focused through the crowd, then froze. The ocean wasn't reflecting the ship anymore. The reflection showed something else. An older vessel, rotting, massive, covered in darkness, and standing across its deck were thousands of motionless figures, standing upward, watching the living, waiting. Suddenly, a passenger jumped overboard, then another, smiling as they climbed the rails, like they were answering a call. The sea swallowed them instantly. No splash, no struggle, just gone. Then every screen aboard the ship flickered at once. TVs, phones, casino monitors, all of them showing the same image. A hallway underwater. At the end of the hallway, the little boy Marcus saw. He stepped closer to the screen. Water dripped from his body. His black eyes widened. Then he whispered,
"You're breathing for them now."
The screens died, and every infected passenger inhaled deeply at the exact same time. Their chests expanded too far, bones cracking, skin stretching, as something inside them moved, trying to get out. The ship drifted into port 3 days later, silent. No distress calls, no radio response, just fog surrounding the vessel. Coast Guard teams boarded cautiously. Body cameras recorded everything. The footage was never released publicly, but rumors spread online afterwards. People said the ship looked abandoned. Their tables still full, music still playing softly, wet footprints everywhere, and every cabin door standing open. The responders eventually reached the ballroom. That's where they found them. Thousands of rats, perfectly still, covering the floor, watching the entrance. Then one officer noticed the breathing, not from the rats, from the walls. The entire ballroom walls were breathing, expanding slowly like lungs. Then coughing began again, soft at first. From somewhere deep inside the ship, one responder approached the stage. His flashlight revealed writing smeared across the piano and blood. "We made it to shore." The footage cut seconds later, but investigators later described the final frame: a crowd of infected passengers standing in total darkness, motionless, smiling, their mouths open impossibly wide as black vapor crawled from their lungs and spread into the air. They said the hantavirus came from rodents, but they never explained what the rodents were running from beneath the ship. Sit here, heart still racing, eyes wide open. Remember, the terror doesn't end when the video does. You may try to forget, but the shadows have a way of following. The whispers grow louder each night, don't they? So go ahead, close your eyes, if you dare. But know this, you're not alone. Not anymore. But the Black Rabbit's curse has seen you, and it's waiting. So what happens when the lights go out? If you want to find out, make sure you come back. But next time, will you be ready? Sleep well. Or don't.